The United States of America's Supreme Court has officially confirmed President Donald Trump's tariffs are officially illegal. But following the announcement, Trump went live delivering his remarks and tells us what happens next. And he's basically imposing an additional 10% global tariffs on all countries and says all tariffs will remain in place despite Supreme Court ruling. Now in this video, I'm going to deep dive into all the key levels I'm expecting BTC is heading on the downside. This is going to be a longer than usual video, but it's the only video you need to refer back to when in doubt on anything in this crypto market cycle. If you're new to this channel, I'm a full-time crypto and forex trader. I provide you with weekly analysis on any entries that I take and where the market is heading. So consider subscribing if that interests you, and be sure to stay until the end of this video. As always, I'm going to start on the total market cap chart. Now on the monthly time frame, here's what I have in mind. What we can see from the highs in October 2025, the drop that we had is fairly significant, I would say. We've had a drop of 50%. Now my question down here is, given that we've had a significant drop, we have not yet had the top of euphoria. And that question remains open to me. When we had the drop in May 2021, that drop was 60%, 56%, okay? And when we had that drop to the downside, there was no call for a bear market at this point. But we are calling for a bear market at this point. And my concern isn't really whether we are in a bear market or not. My concern is, when am I going to be accumulating BTC and all other coins? So this is why it's very, very important you stay until the end of the video, because I'm going to show you exactly what I'm looking at on BTC. Couple of things to mention down here. Number one, dealing range low, dealing range high. You can see on the monthly time frame where my dealing range is. We've come in the discount side of the dealing range. So anything below this is the discount side. Anything above this is basically your premium side. Usually when we come to the discount side, we want to look to accumulate. Now we've come in at the 61.8. So let's just call it 2 trillion, 2.1 trillion. We've come into that level and we rejected the 61.8. We are attempting to break market structure right now. So this could be a break of market structure depending on how we close in February. However, I'm not concerned even if we do officially create a break of market structure. And here's where I'm at with that. Now, if we do create a break of market structure, that means the total market cap will come below 2.3 trillion and close below it in February. What I'm expecting is two things. Number one, we can fully retrace from here. That retracement doesn't need to take out the highs down here, but the move up could give us a pump in the alts and deliver us our alt season. That's option one. Now, if that does not happen, what we can have is the possibility of a break of market structure. Now, whether or not we break a market structure doesn't matter right now, but if we do, we will continue coming lower. And now my key targets that I'm looking at on total, the first target I'm looking at is 1.7 trillion. This sell side liquidity down here. That's my first target. Now, if we continue coming lower, I'm looking within the regions of 1.5 trillion. Those are the two key areas that I'm looking at on the total market cap and where I'm expecting price to go. Where and how I think this is going to happen, I think it will happen aggressively. I think it will be an emotional driven move to the downside, very, very aggressive, taking out a lot of liquidity to the downside and taking out any leverage positions. That's what I'm thinking on the total market cap chart right now. We have been dropping over the last 4 to 5 months and we haven't really had much FUD. So I think there will be some form of FUD resulting in a huge drop, and it will be a very, very aggressive drop. So my point down here is, as we move down, we should now be considering to accumulate. Now, this is your accumulation phase. You should not be fearful. You should be greedy. And now let's go into the BTC chart. Similarly, what we can see on BTC is your dealing range low to your dealing range high. We're in the discount side. So that's your first sign that we should be in accumulation phase. Now, I'm gonna draw another fib from these lows to these highs. We haven't yet tapped into the 61.8, but on the total we have. Now that's our first sign to say that there is some discrepancy and BTC is likely gonna come lower. Now, my first targets on BTC to the downside is sub 50K. I want to see BTC below 50K. To be honest, that's where I'm going to officially start to accumulate. Anything below 50K. As we approach those regions of 50, 49K, those are the regions that I'm looking at. And essentially that's your sell side liquidity down here. That's where I'll be looking, around 48, 49, 50K. Just removing the fib from here right now, we can see we're in another area from these lows to these highs, and price has tapped in 61.8 and the 78.6. We're likely going to close above, on the monthly time frame, above the 78.6, which is 65K, 66K. However, we are likely going to create a break of market structure. So we have two options down here. If we create the break of market structure, price will likely continue moving to the downside. This move will be emotionally driven and very, very aggressive. So you want to make sure that you're prepared, that you're buying around these areas. Anything below where we are right now is your accumulation phase. Now, if we continue moving lower, the aggressive move to the downside, we spike into these areas, I will be looking to leverage trade a swing position to the upside around these regions with a large stop loss. Now, if we don't move to the downside and we do get this break of market structure but don't move to the downside, there's another option we can think about, is we'll get the move back up. And all we would need is one or two aggressively strong bullish candles, similar to what we can see here, similar to what we can see down here. Two strong, aggressive, bullish candles, and that could result in something really big in the alts and result in an alt season. Now, if we do break to the downside, come into those areas, when we move back up, I'm expecting all-time highs to get taken out. Now, in terms of my upside targets, I'm not going to go over them just yet. I will go over them in more detail as we start moving to the upside. So to summarize on BTC, my downside targets is sub 50K. I'm going to look around the regions of 49K, but we are in the accumulation phase right now. So we should be buying around these areas. We're in the discount side of the dealing range from this low to this high. We've tapped into the 78.6. We have not yet tapped into the 61.8 at 57K. So we want to pay attention to that. Now, last but not least, one final thing on Ethereum. What we can see on Ethereum, if we look from April 2025 to the highs, we've had a measly 250% uprise. And if we go on XRP, from the lows 2025 April to the highs, 1000%. Now the question remains is what's going on? Because we've had the move on XRP and Ethereum is lagging quite a lot. And this is why I am still considering price is gonna blow from these regions, or if we do come lower on BTC, the opportunity is gonna be amazing to the upside. And this is why you don't wanna be in a position where you're fearful. You want to be in a position where you're greedy, and you need to make sure that you plan and execute at the right time. Timing is very, very important in the market right now. So my last piece of advice is to be patient and to be prepared. Where is the market right now? My expectations is we are likely going to reverse from around these areas, but these are the areas where you need to be accumulating. Again, if you're new to this channel, I trade crypto and also Forex. So consider subscribing, hit that like button, share and comment, and I'll see you in the next video.